Don't let the hypocrites, counterfeits, keep you out of heaven. Because we do have a lot of people that really are not representing Christ properly. And so it's nothing new. It was going on in Jesus' day. And we're just going to take you to Matthew 6, 5, and then 16, just to set the stage. That Jesus acknowledged in his day religious leaders that were hypocrites and counterfeits. Jesus said, and when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are. So he's telling them, even when you pray, even religious leaders that were praying were not praying sincerely. And so he says, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the street, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. That's all they're going to get. Hypocrites are only going to get their reward. And their reward for praying in a manner as a hypocrite was only going to be the acknowledgement that they were going to get with someone giving them the accolades. What a wonderful prayer. But that's all you get. But Jesus said, don't be like them. Don't be a hypocrite in your prayer. And I'm sure he doesn't want us to be hypocrites in anything that we do. He doesn't want us to be actors, to be pretenders. But he wants us to be real. Jesus was real, and he wanted us to represent him in a real way. He went on to say in 16, moreover, when ye pray, be not. He's telling them to be not as the hypocrites. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite leader. Don't be a hypocrite preacher. Don't be a hypocrite Christian. Don't be a hypocrite. No hypocrites are going to heaven. So for those of you that are out there that think that phony Christians are going to make it to heaven, or hypocrite Christians are going to make it to heaven, they're not going to make it either. Because Jesus said, do not be hypocrites. He said, moreover, when ye fast, he said, when you pray, now he's saying, when you fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thine head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto thy Father which is in secret. And so this is all about, when you fast, it's all about you and God. When you pray, it's all about you and God. So he said, when you fast, don't make yourself look like you're not fasting, but dress yourself up like a normal day. Wash your face, comb your hair, dress yourself up so that you won't look like you're fasting, that someone would ask you what is going on, and you get the opportunity to tell them, I'm fasting. Well, you just got all you're going to get from that fast. So you may as well eat. But Jesus said, don't be like that. Those are hypocrites. And so, if Jesus said, don't be a hypocrite, then if you are a hypocrite, there are consequences. So just like in the day when they had religious hypocrites that Jesus addressed, we still have them today. But there is no perfect church, because the church is made up of people. We are being perfected. We're in the process of getting ready for heaven. But Jesus still spoke about the wheat and the tares. So that's going to be. You're going to have the wheat and the tares, and the tares look like wheat before it's mature. So you cannot, or it is hard to, tell the difference. And so Jesus gives a parable talking about he will take care of it. He's the only one that will be able to tell if someone's truly a Christian, truly a saint, or just a hypocrite or a counterfeit. So Jesus says here, he said, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also, which looks like wheat, but it's not wheat. It's a counterfeit wheat. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, did not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, an enemy has done this. The servant said unto him, wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while you gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with it. Because when you pull up the wheat, then the tares and the roots may be intertwined with the wheat, and you also pull up the wheat. So he said, just let it grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, there will come a harvest when God's going to separate the real from the counterfeit. He said, I will say unto the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, and gather the wheat into my barn. God is going to send his angels and make the separation. So mankind cannot adequately make that separation. But Jesus said, let the tares and the wheat grow together. Let the hypocrites and the true saints grow together. And when it's time to separate them, I'll do the separating. And I'm going to gather the true saints with me. And all the hypocrites and the tares, I'm going to gather them together to be burned. So, for all of you out there that think that somebody is getting away with something, no one is getting away with anything. Because God knows the difference between real and counterfeit. Just by the fact that you have the word counterfeit, then that must be the real. So there are some real, true Christians who love God, who love souls, who love people, and want to live a life before them so that they can share with them the truth. But it can be confusing when you have people that are professing and they're not possessing. Now, we as true Christians may be able to see and understand those that are truly walking with God and are not. But the world may not be able to discern between the wheat and the tares. So, God will take care of that. But let's take another look. Let's take a look at 2 Timothy 2 and 19. Now, 2 Timothy 2 and 19 says, "Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure." So you can be sure that God's church will stand, regardless of those who live right, those that don't live right. God's church is going to stand. He said, "Upon this rock I build my church." God's going to have himself a church, a true church that's living holy. God's going to have that. God always has a remnant. So there's somebody in this world that's living holy, that are true Christians and are exemplifying Christ accurately, that are true ambassadors for him, and he knows who they are. He said, "Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure, having this seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his." God knows those people that are his. He makes no mistake. So I say to you out there that are confused, make no mistake. When you see people that are not living according to God's word, make no mistake. God knows them that are his. He will not take a hypocrite to heaven, because he said, "Do not be a hypocrite." So you don't have to worry about people that are out there with you in the world, claiming to be Christians, doing what you do, and go where you go. Find yourself somebody that's living right. Find a real, true Christian and watch them and follow their example. It is up to you. It is up to people that are in the world to find truth. If you find a place that does not offer what you need, you will find another place. You will find another store that can accommodate you. So it is. You must find another church. Alfonso Coble at sbcglobal.net